Hello everybody, this is Ron with Robo Alarms, and I'm in the shop. I've got a number of things, no surprise. One of them is a Lynx Touch. I've got some boxes here that I've built that I print on my Ender 3 3D printer. Get my hand out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. And what I've done, I put power supply, siren speaker, and room for a battery all together in one box. So the power supply will power both the siren and the Lynx Touch. I think I've shown these before. It also switches and powers the siren when the Lynx Touch is triggered. You can use it with a regular siren, or in this case I've got it with a voice siren driver that I built. And I do have some of these on eBay. I try to keep them on there. The power supply that I've designed and used, here it is right here, if you can see this. I print the circuit board and I design them. And the reason I do this, if you've tried to use the electronics and on a separate power supply, and you know you got to run multiple wires in between the power supply and the relay and jumpers and all. No, I've done all that for you, and this also powers the Lynx Touch, which is a big advantage over the other system using separate power supply, separate sensitive relay and all that. This is all in one board. This is smaller than the power supply even that you get if you try to do it with a separate power supply and relay. So this does it all in one board and powers the Lynx Touch. And the advantage of that is, if you notice, I have battery leads. This also charges batteries that connect on the back so that you can connect a 4 amp hour rechargeable battery that conveniently fits inside the box. And here's an example of the box again, same box as that. This is made for a 4 amp hour battery that you can plug in, and that gives you additional standby power time for your Lynx Touch. So during a power failure, the Lynx Touch batteries aren't very well known for standing by a long time. Of course, you can get bigger, more amp hour batteries for them, which helps too, but even then, with the extra 4 amp hour battery, and some of the 5 amp hour batteries will fit in this too, then you have additional power, not just for your siren, but for your Lynx Touch. And if you notice the way I've designed this box, it's easy to mount. You bring your wire in through the back, just make a hole behind the mounting on your wall, run your wire. It doesn't take a lot of wire. You got 2 wires for the AC transformer, 2 wires to the siren speaker, and a 4 conductor that runs out to the Lynx Touch, and that's it. You pull the wire in here, you can make the connections, slide them in and out, and I'll show you on the other power supply here that's all hooked up. Again, you can see, once you hook up your wires, rather than having to reach back in the back of the board trying to put them on a small terminal, you can pull it out, make your connections, just slide it back in, push your wire out of the way, plug in your battery, close it up if you're not too clumsy to do it. Put your screw in there, and definitely put a screw in there so that if somebody comes in, it's going to take them a while to mess it up. But plus, you should hide this in a closet, utility room, something like that, so it's not easy to get to. So you have power supply and siren driver all in this one box, powering the Lynx Touch. To connect it on the Lynx Touch, it's actually pretty easy. You've got 3 wires, yellow that goes to trig, black that goes to ground or G and D, and the 9-volt positive, says 9-volt DC, that goes to the red. 3 easy connections, and plug in your battery, and you're wired with your Lynx Touch to the power supply. So A simple 4-conductor running to your power supply, and you're wired in with your Lynx Touch. To show a little more about the voice drivers that I build, this is it. We got 2 micro switches that one of them sets it to where it works off the button or a closed loop. And if you notice here, I have a magnetic contact that wires straight into this. So you can actually wire a contact into the voice driver, and when someone opens that particular door, that will sound off one message until they close and open the door again. Or if you change the jumper settings, it works with the alarm panel, and as long as it's being applied power, it continues to repeat the message that you recorded. Again, I'll give you an example here on this one. I'll set off the panic alarm.
Disarmed. Not ready to arm.
I bet by now you got the message.
Zone.
I'm using a pretty loud horn on this one, as you can see, and it makes lots of noise, but you can also get a inside speaker such as this. It's smaller. This one doesn't have a speaker. This is just a case I printed on the 3D printer, but I put these together with speakers in them, so you could use either one. It's just with that horn, it's really loud. I even have these in gray if you'd rather have a gray. And what I am doing, I'm offering on eBay just the power supply with voice driver, so you can install it yourself. And I'm going to put together a package that has the Lynx Touch and the power supply. Again, the power supply is just mounted on a small plastic board that slides in and out. And here's the contact, and you can see it works. Just an idea of how you can have greater security by having external sirens. The voice siren driver helps give them a warning that, hey, they're on video and the police have been called, and then the siren. Most burglars, that's enough to convince them to get the heck out of there. Again, all of this is in one package. Makes it really easy to hook up. Run a 4-conductor wire to the box that's mounted in an out of the way place and connect to the Lynx Touch. Hey, if you got any questions, leave me a comment. Thanks a lot. This is Ron. I'm in the shop.